You may have heard us mention the website G2A on this channel before. They're a bad website that does some bad stuff, and usually when we mention them, it's nothing good. But why don't we like G2A, you ask? What's the problem? And seeing as we've dedicated a whole intro to them, what have they done this time?
G2A is a key reseller. Don't know what that is? Let me explain. PC gaming is basically a fully digital business now. There's no buying a boxed copy of a game and sticking in the disc anymore, really. It's all downloads, digital storefronts, and game keys. Keys are effectively a license to play a game, let's say on Steam. But you don't have to buy that license on Steam. You can buy the key from any number of digital stores online and then activate it on Steam once you've bought it.
G2A may at first look just like any other third-party store where you can buy a game key, redeem it on Steam, and away you go. Except that, the site is ugly as f***. But spend more than a few seconds looking at this site and you'll start to notice that something's just a bit off. Of course, because it's ugly as f***. Did I mention that? But also, many of the products listed on it are suspiciously cheap. You can get games, PSN subscriptions, currency, and all manner of digital gaming goodness on G2A, usually for a better price than you might expect. So how can the site afford to do this? Well, this is the important bit. G2A is a grey market key reseller. And if that doesn't sound dodgy enough, I'll explain to you just what that means. G2A itself isn't technically a key reseller, that's what they say. It's just a market like Gumtree or eBay that allows sellers to sell on their keys. You're not buying the key from G2A, you're buying it from some bloke in the Ukraine.
But where exactly do those keys come from, and how are they acquired by the sellers, and how the hell are they so damn cheap? The fact it's so hard to answer these questions is kind of the problem. They might be stolen, they might be crossing legal grey areas, or they might be bought legitimately and are just being resold legitimately. The point is, you just don't know. It's the digital equivalent of buying something that fell off the back of a lorry. G2A basically admits some elements of guilt themselves by offering, or rather flat out pushing, insurance on you whenever you buy a key from them on the site. Yes, whenever you go through to actually purchase one of the site's juicy deals, freshly harvested from the internet cafes of Eastern Europe, the site automatically...
We don't have to leave it.
I thought he checked this with you. Like you were our
Slav consultant.
These Slavs out of it. Will you? God damn.
The site automatically enrolls you into its G2A Shield insurance program. Why do they have insurance, you might ask? It's in case the key that you buy turns out to be a dud and it doesn't work. Hardly fills you with confidence, does it? Think about it. If you need protecting against that in the first place, it surely says a lot about the kind of business G2A is running. So where do they get the keys from? That's the big question. Well, how is it promoting illegal activity? Because it is. And let me explain. There are some websites like Pixel Patriots that have been exposed recently for plagiarizing other people's reviews for games. And what they do is they contact developers of games asking for keys so they can review the games. But they don't actually review the games because, like I said, they're plagiarizing other people's work.
Allegedly.
So what they do then is they use the keys or the big batch of keys that they've got and resell them on G2A. Where they've been acquired wrongly, and they're selling them for monetary gain, basically. So that's one way where stolen keys, in effect, get on G2A, and none of that money goes to the publisher.
So that's one way. Another way is the credit card scam, and that's kind of one of the real big ones where they kind of allegedly, again, acquire credit card information and use that credit card information to buy a bunch of keys and then resell that keys for profit on G2A. And this has led to some big accusations. Like Tiny Build was an independent developer that said, and I quote, "They are facilitating a fraud-fueled economy," which is strong words. But that kind of reflects how all the games development community feels about this website. They really don't like them because they're not making any money out of G2A. Every key that you buy on that site, pretty much, none of that money is going to go to the publisher, the developer, anyone who made the game, anyone who paid for the game in the first place. No one is on the actual development creation side is getting that money. And that's the point.
So we've covered this recently in a couple of videos, one with the game Darkwood. The developer Acid Wizard was telling people to pirate his game. He actually put a version of his game, a safe version of his game, on Pirate Bay, rather than buy off G2A because he doesn't want to fuel this dodgy economy of selling stolen keys like that.
There was also the recent case of Bulletstorm, which was kind of re-released recently, and Gearbox copped a lot of shit, as they regularly do. This time it was because they partnered with G2A and they had a close relationship with G2A to exclusively give it a specific edition of their game, and you could only get it by going through G2A, and they immediately retracted that because there was an uproar about it. People were like, how can you, what are you doing associating with G2A? So these are two videos that we did recently that we've covered, 2 topics that we've covered, and you were all asking what's the problem with G2A. Well, I guess now you know, don't you? So if I can take you back to the intro for a moment, that's who G2A is. As for what they've done this time, well, loot crates are kind of a mild gambling system that's weaseled its way into the games industry in various ways over the past couple of years. Buy a crate or buy a key to that crate and see what's inside. What you get is random, so it's a bit of a gamble. Loot crates are a type of microtransaction system, and they've made their way from titles like CSGO into all your favourite AAA titles, whether it's Battlefield or COD, Shadow of War or Destiny 2. Not content with looking as dodgy as it already does, G2A has decided over the last week to kick it up a notch on the shitometer of shite. They've added a loot crate system onto the website to add an extra element of filthy excitement to the grey market key buying process.
With its new loot cases, you can test your luck and see which dodgy game key you can get, potentially at a much cheaper price than buying it flat out. Not only that, you can't buy it with your own cash. Oh no, you have to buy points, which you can then spend on the crates. So, to summarise, it's a full-on microtransaction monetization model in the form of a finely tuned loot crate gambling system on a grey market key reseller site for dodgy, potentially pirated grey market keys.
So this is an unholy tornado of video game shittiness. It's a key reseller site, grey market key reseller site that the devs all hate, and a microtransaction system that a lot of the gaming community hates, and they've just put that together so that everyone in gaming doesn't like G2A if you know what they're doing. And this is what this video is about. Hopefully this kind of informs you as to why G2A is bad. So stop asking us in the comments.
Next time we say G2A, that shitty site, don't say, oh, I buy a few keys from there, it's fine. Well, if you knew where the keys were coming from, you might not think so, and that's why we made this video.
If you need insurance for the key, it's not fine, is it? It's just a bad site. We've kind of laid it all out here in as much detail as we can, and it might come across as a little bit patronising even if you know about the site, but a lot of people don't, do they?
And that's the point.
This latest thing with the loot cases is an absolute horror show, if you ask me, because it's so beautifully designed to manipulate you. It's genius.
This evil site are getting like inventive and discovering new ways of being more and more evil. I don't know whether we should admire them for that or not, but it's just another level of shittiness on top of shittiness. That's the kind of point of this video. Just stay away from that site. We've boycotted it completely. So yeah. Let that be a lesson to you.
GOG recently did this kind of thing with their pinatas, and GOG are like the total opposite to G2A. GOG are like the golden boys. They're like DRM free, completely against DRM of all forms. They're related to CD Projekt. Everything they do is usually popular, and they're kind of, anyone who's associated with them is proud to be associated with GOG. So they've done this similar thing recently with a $3 pinata. So you could give them $3 and then you just get a game which ranged in value from $6 to $45. The difference there is that the money actually does go to the developer in the end, and the people who made the game will get the slice of that money, and you don't have to buy points to spend on the pinatas in the first place. So GOG maybe have a tiny little bit of blame for giving G2A the idea to do this, but I think in GOG's case it's alright, isn't it? The money's going to the developer, I guess.
Talk about how some shady people capitalising on other people's creations. Let's us take a look at some of your comments.
I didn't agree to the shady people.
Yeah.
Commenting on the Is It Okay to Suck at Games video this week, Ish97 says, 5 out of 10 too many enemies. What's next? AI too smart? Oh, wait.
You were upset by that guy giving it.
Yeah, I was very upset. Nothing personal, obviously, nothing personal, of course, but
he just didn't get it, did he? He didn't get it. What's the point of the game being overwhelming?
And the fact that led to him giving it a 5 out of 10. What?
In the same video, Mac Diaz comments, Takahashi was the guy who gave Mass Effect a bad review because he didn't realise that levelling up was a thing. Well, that gives it a lot more context, really.
You've got to take responsibility, haven't you? You've got to be 100% sure of what you're saying. Like, if this game is too hard, like, is it or is it you? Like, just check. Just check. A Lone Traveller comments on one of our many Destiny videos from the last week. How can people be hyped about this game? It's nothing but a monotonous grind. Apart from the beautiful fact that your name is Traveller. Just a nice little Destiny thing there. It's a monotonous grind if you're not enjoying the thing that you're doing, isn't it? It's like if I was playing FIFA, that would be a monotonous grind to me because I hate football. But I like shooting aliens in the head, so Destiny is fun.
Next up on Gaming's mixed messages on adult content, Raymond Schubert comments, but Valve was protecting our children from nipples. But that's what feeds children in the first place. They shouldn't be afraid of nipples. That's the first thing that they see in the world. That's what gives them life, sustains them when they enter the world. It's a nipple. A nipple it's a blessed thing. It's a blessed thing as a nipple. Don't protect children from them. They need feeding.
I did not see that coming.
That was that's a surprise. I mean, that was a surprise for everyone, really.
Do we need any more comments? So there you go, there are our thoughts on G2A. What do you think about the website? Maybe you use them yourself. Let us know down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this all the time. There's another video right there which you could watch right now, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.